Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back. This video, I wanted to talk about something that has been showing up as a warning in the console. So anytime we run a program, we get this little issue here. The program runs fine, but I get this warning that says the custom type does not override object.getHashCode. And when you're overriding the equals method, you should probably override the GetHashCode method. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video, but just to warn you guys, I'm not an expert on this, but I'll give you the basics and give you enough to get started. Monday.com is your visual project management solution. This is the tool that allows you to see where every task or project stands with a single glance. With a fully customizable interface, you can create the exact workflow that you need for you and your team to get stuff done. Monday.com is available on mobile and integrates well with some of the most popular tools out there, so get your life in order by giving it a try for free. Link in the description. All right, so right now we have a couple of users here. We have me, we got you, and we got some other junk down here, don't worry about it. In our class though, we have this equals, which will basically say if two users have the same name, then they are the same entity. That's the logic I defined. You can define whatever logic you want, whether you compare social security numbers or emails or whatever. Somehow you need to decide if things are equal. But another method that we might want to override is this GetHashCode method. And to basically make this in simple terms, there's a data structure known as a hash table. So a hash table is a data structure that allows us to store information. And the key thing with the hash table is that it has what's known as a hash function. And this is going to be used to compute an index to basically say where the value can be found at. So here's an example. Here we have the key, John Smith, and it goes through a hash function and gets assigned some index. Now this is something that might need to happen with our objects in C#, so that's where this GetHashCode method comes in. So we're basically just defining some hash function that can take an object of ours and convert it to some value. So the GetHashCode method is really only useful for putting an object in a hash table. So if you're not planning on doing that, then you don't really need to worry about it. What you could do is you could just say public override and then say GetHashCode and just leave return base.getHashCode. That will solve your problems. But if that's not quite enough, then you basically need a way to determine if an object has already been put into a hash code, because then it's going to get the same hashed value. So basically we need to consider the potential inputs such as first name and last name and what output that's going to give, which is going to be an integer. Now we don't really have to worry about the actual value in this situation, because what we can do is if we just get rid of this, we can just say return full name, which is a property I defined up here, which combines first name and last name. And then I can just say dot get hash code. So in other words, we're just taking the full name and getting whatever hash that gives us. Because the way a hashing function works is if we take the same input and run it through the function, we're going to get the same output every time. So if two objects have the same full name, then the hash function should give us the same value, therefore it is valid. So if you think about how this might be used, if we have two objects with the exact same data, in this case first name and last name, then in theory they are equal, and in theory when they are hashed they should return the same result. And in this situation they will. So inside of our code we can just go through a simple example showing this. We'll say console.writeLine and we'll just pass in me.getHashCode. And we'll do the same thing for this other object down here, but we'll switch it to you, not me. And then lastly at the bottom we'll just do a comparison. Me.getHashCode is being equal to you.getHashCode. In this situation it's going to be false because we do not have the same name. Running this you can see we don't get that warning anymore, but we get two completely different values and the value false. But if we have the same name, check this out. And look, we get the same exact value and true. So that is a little bit on the GetHashCode method. Obviously, I don't know all the details of this, but there's a lot of good resources out there, such as this one right here, which you can find by searching this. This will give you more information if you want the juicy details, but I didn't feel like reading it all, and honestly I think I know enough because I don't think I'll be using these for hash tables in a while. So thank you guys, and hopefully that was enough to satisfy you, and I'll see you in the next video.